Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to Hilda Baci Squad channel. Today I'm making puff puff. It's a simple recipe for puff puff, and I hope you will enjoy watching. In here, I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, sifted, half cup of sugar. It's not really up to half cup. I don't want it to be too sweet. You can add sugar as you like, but don't take too much sugar. 2 teaspoons yeast, that's active dry yeast, and half teaspoon salt. I have about 300 ml of warm water here. It's not up to 300. You mix, don't use everything, then see if you have the perfect consistency. It shouldn't be too runny so that it will not soak oil when you're frying. So the first thing is to proof our yeast to make sure it is still active. So we'll do that by adding the yeast and sugar together here inside the water. We'll just set this aside and allow it to proof. Then on this side, the dry ingredients, I'm going to add the salt to the flour and give it a mix. Then just create a well in the flour mixture, and when our sugar, yeast, water has proved, we're going to be adding everything together, the dry and wet ingredients. So let me just set this aside and allow to proof. So what you want to do for your, when you're making puff puff, or you want to do anything that you are using yeast, make sure the yeast you have is still very active. Let me cover this so that it will proof on time. Make sure the yeast is very active, and by that I mean you must not expose your yeast to air or to water or anything. That's why most times I like using this sachet yeast, all those instant dry yeast that the quantity you want to use, you just cut it and put. But if you have the big one, I'm not even going to advise you to buy the big yeast, because if you don't bake often or make pastry often, it is just going to waste. So if you can get yourself this sachet, small instant yeast, if I get my hand on it, maybe later I'll show you. So if you have these tied ones, this one that they tie in, okay, let me show you. I think I have something like that here. I'll show you, because I knew I wasn't going to be using this thing at that long. So I decided to get the tied ones that they tie from the market, and look at what I did to it. Can you see this? Let me move this aside so that I wasn't getting into it. I'm making this talk because this needs to proof, and I want to be getting you people engaged in what I'm doing so that you will not lose interest. Look at it. This tied yeast from the market, I made sure the person I bought it from just tied it not that it has been there for long, that I will not know. She just finished tying. You understand? Because I didn't get the sachet one. So after that, she kept it here in this black nylon for me. And I still went ahead to put it in this airtight container like this so that it can last. There's no moisture that will enter it. There's no air that will enter it. Do you understand? And I'll still need to use it up on time because the longer it stays, the less active it becomes. But at least I've done my own part of preserving it. Do you understand? So what I'm going to do now is, since I've mixed our yeast, we want to know how active it is. And to know that, you need to use warm water, not too hot. If it is hot, it will kill your yeast. It will kill it. So it has to be lukewarm or warm water, not cold water. If you use cold water, it will take time to proof. So I need to let you know all these things so that you can get the desired result. Do you understand? So let me just, because the video is live, we are doing a live video and I don't want it to take too much time, I will use this yeast like this. If you even see it, it has even proved very well. I think I have a bit of, what's this? Okay, I think it's from the sugar. It's from the sugar. It's from the sugar. It's ant. So I've removed it. Look at our yeast. Can you see that it's already foamy? So this is to show you that it is active. And when it's like this, it will still give this smell of sourness, as if it's smelling like, I don't know if you know what they call palm wine. That is to show you it is still very active. So I'm going to pour it inside the dry ingredients. Let me get my whisk. Then we'll start mixing. If you notice, I didn't pour everything at once because I don't want it to be too watery. So I think I can go ahead and pour everything. Then you want to mix it very well because your puff puff has to be light. The mixing has to be airy. Incorporate air, as in air should enter inside so that it will give you a light puff puff. And your whisk is going to do a good job of doing that, because that is what whisk is used for. If you don't mix your puff puff very well, it is going to be hard somehow. It won't be fluffy. So after mixing, we're going to cover this up to proof. It will rise. Then we'll fry it in deep oil, hot oil. We got a perfect consistency. Okay, that's enough mixing. So I'm going to use a napkin to cover this. and allow it to proof undisturbed. It must not be disturbed, so it's going to stay right here just for a few minutes. If your yeast is very active, it won't stay that long. If it's not active, it will stay a long time, like almost like an hour, you know. Even if it's active, it still has to stay. So I hope you are not in a hurry, because we will see how long it's going to take for this to rise. It will be like almost double in size. So while that one is proofing, I'll start preparing my pan for frying. So the pot is rinsed. So I'm going to wipe it clean. So I'm just getting ready for frying. You know, you need to do deep frying, so your oil has to be a bit more, as in, so that the dough can flow on top. So I'll add more oil to it. We are waiting for the puff batter to proof. This is it here, and I'm preparing the oil that we'll use in frying. While that is ongoing, I would still continue talking. I want you to do me a favor by letting me know what you would like to see on this channel. You know, the purpose of this channel is all about cooking. We are inspired by Hilda Baci. You understand? So we want to do things right. Apart from the food that we make here that is inspired by Hilda Baci, we'll still be doing some business ideas, some things we can do that it can be food. It might just be kitchen related, like maybe how we can make soap, liquid soap that we can use in the kitchen, that we can use to do dishes, to do laundry, or we want to go into business with it. Because you know, Hilda Baci is a business-oriented person. Aside from food, she engages in other things, even though most of the things she do is centered around food. It doesn't mean we cannot inspire ourselves. I'm making Factorial 5. I'm making puff puff. As you can see from the title, I'm making puff puff. Ravindra, hello, how are you? So let me know in the comments if you would like me to show you how to make liquid soap, multi-purpose liquid soap that you can use for different things, to wash your dishes in the kitchen, to do laundry, to mop. You understand? So let me know in the comment section. And if it's only food you want, if there's a particular food item you want us to talk about, let me know in the comments. Okay? So let's check on. It's still it hasn't risen much, so I'll just allow it to rise. While that is going on, I would put my this thing, light up the stove, let the oil start getting warm. In as much as I don't want this video to be too long, but we still have to follow the process to allow the batter to rise so that the puff puff can come out well. So I've lighted the cooker. Let the oil be getting warm in readiness for the dough to be fried. This is still proofing. We will still allow it to proof some more. By the time it's ready, the oil will be hot enough to fry. Don't forget that you have to do deep frying. So let me get the stuff we'll use. There's something else I want to tell you guys. When you are frying like this, you are doing deep frying. If you can get something like this, it goes a long way because it will allow your oil to drain fast. And then once you are done, if you put your fried products or your fried food in a paper towel lined container, maybe a sieve or a bowl, it goes a long way as well. It will absorb the oil because we have to cut down on the oil intake. Do you understand? So this one will make we drain the oil on time. Then I'll show you how to line your. Let's see. Let me get that. This is what we're using. So I'm going to line it with paper towel. If you have this normal kitchen paper towel, you can use it. If you have a serviette, you can use. If you have old newspaper that is neat, that you know is clean, you can use. Do you understand? So just line your sieve like this. I'll add another one so it will absorb the oil. If you see that oil, I've used it to fry chicken. So you can imagine the taste it will give my puff puff. So just line your container like this, then keep it aside. That's where we'll be putting the puff puff. And this is our slotted spoon or basket spoon. What do they call it? So I'm going to wash my hand because I'm going to be using my hands to scoop the batter. I want to put onion in the oil. That's what I'm peeling. You know, it will give it this aroma and flavor when you fry onion in oil. When you are frying things like donuts or any other thing. Like I said, I've used this oil to fry chicken before. Use it to fry chicken. As onion. Let me check this. I think it still needs to prove a bit more. Or do you feel we should just fry it like this? I'm just turn down this. Teresa Jones, oil is clean. It's just that this oil, I used it to fry chicken. It's a good oil. It is this King. Let me show you the King's oil. I am not advertising for King's, but I just want you to see. Can you see? This is what we used it to fry chicken. You know, I sieved it and it's still very good. It will still even add to the taste of the oil. It's not that King's is not good. I say I'm not advertising for them so that you won't feel like you must use King's, even though it's a very good product. Do you understand? So the oil was used to fry chicken, and I put onion inside it. Let's fry, because I don't want this video to be too long, and I think it has risen to some extent. I'll wet my hand with water. Then mix like this and start frying. Start scooping. So it depends on the size you want. You just do your hand like this. Some people can scoop plenty butter and start dropping it like so. So do what works for you. Do you understand? If you are not a pro at that, just do one at a time. Try as much as possible to make it round like that. Once you scoop it like this, then you just like push it out. You cannot it might not be perfect like these people selling puff puff. You know, they are used to it, they have been doing it for long. But with practice, even though it being round is not really this, is just that it's the shape of puff puff. Do you understand? So you just scoop it like that and push it out like so. Don't overcrowd the oil. You know, this thing is going to expand. So just give room for it to expand, to rise in the oil. So we're going to fry this twice. Sorry. We'll fry this twice. So let me just clean the side of the bowl. And I'm going to wash my hand. About the noise, I'm actually looking for, I should have brought this out, this like I used to be turning it. Look at the way it's just turning. You have to keep turning it because it is as if puff they have a life of their own. You will turn them, they will turn back, so you need to keep turning so that it can fry evenly. You understand? So it depends on how brown you want it. Me, I like my puff puff a bit crunchy on the outside, you get. So I will allow it to get brown. And then the oil, your oil, don't let it be too hot. At the same time, it should not be too warm, as in the temperature should be balanced. If it is too hot, it will not fry well inside. To brown quickly outside and the inside will not be well fried. Do you understand? So yeah, it has to be medium heat. So you keep turning like this. If you have something like this, or you have a stick, a thin stick that you can use, or a fork that you can use to be turning like this. It's not advisable to use this this thing because it will be scooping oil. So just use something like a fork that you can use to be turning it from time to time so that it can brown all over. If you put it like this with it, it will roll back. So let me know in the comment section if you want us to do some other things there. If you want to learn how to do dishwashing liquid or even multi-purpose liquid soap that you can use in the house. Not just food. It is all about empowering ourselves. Like Hilda Baci always says, you know, a lady, even men, not only a lady, both male and female, we need to empower ourselves. Whatever you do, you put your best, and we always learn every day. There's room for improvement. Okay, so let me know what you would like me to show you how to make a aside food, but it will be centered around home, like cooking, what you can use for laundry, to take care of yourself, maybe beauty cleaning products, recipes, and stuffs like that. So drop a comment and let me know what you would like me to show you. I know quite a bit of things, and I like teaching people, and I like being inspired by others too. So the inspiration for this channel is Hilda Baci. All right, like I said, I like my puff puff to be brown, to be a bit crunchy outside, so that's why I'm leaving it on now. I think it's okay to, yeah, this is good. So can you see the work of this basket spoon? What do they call it? So you can shake the oil. So any excess oil that is left will be absorbed by this paper towel. So let's fry the last batch. So that's the last batch. I had to reduce the heat so that it will be well fried and it will not brown quickly outside, because the oil is very hot. So I reduce the heat. The tiny bit that is left, so you need to keep turning it, like I said. This is just 2 cups of flour, and look at all the puff puff that we got. So if you want to make a larger batch, just increase the ingredients, as in multiply everything we used. For 2 cups of flour, use 2 teaspoons of yeast and half cup of sugar. So if you are doing like 4 cups of flour, you are using 4 teaspoons of yeast, 1 cup of sugar. Do you understand? But if you don't want it to be too sweet, you can reduce your sugar. Like this one now, I didn't use the full half cup of sugar because I did not want it to be too sweet. And then there are varieties of puff puff. You can add pepper and onion. You can put flavor. You can put nutmeg. You can put milk, like milk powder and different things. But this is basic puff puff recipe. No serere. You understand? Just normal puff puff. Basic, classic puff puff recipe. I want that side to brown. And it's turning on its own. How are you turning on your own? Turning on its own, turning. Yeah, I think that's also that it doesn't get too brown. I like this because it scoops this thing at once. It's a big slotted spoon. Just shake it. Okay, before I'll put it, yes, I'll turn this out into another container. I should have brought that one out. It's okay. So this one goes right here. So for 2 cups of flour, look at all the puff puff we've been able to get. Let's check it. It's still very hot. Look at that. Wow. And it's so just the right sweetness. Like I said, I didn't want it to be too sweet. This is so delicious. Simple, easy puff puff recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Look at that. So let me know in the comments if there's anything you would like me to treat on this channel. Thank you so much for watching this. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. I love you.